And now, introducing your Waynesville Tiger captains. Number 2, Michael Kelsey Jr. Number 72, Kyle Wilkie. Number 12, Aiden Most. And number 7, Chris Scott.
Hello. Hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2024 version of the Waynesville Football Tigers. As the Tigers take on the Carthage Tigers tonight in Central Ozark Conference action. Coming to you live right here from Tiger Stadium on the campus, Waynesville High School. I'm Mike Rawlings. Along with me tonight is Matt Johnson. Matt, our first official Central Ozark Conference competition happening right out here tonight at Tiger Stadium.
Well, first official football. The Lady Tiger softball played Carthage this morning.
But was that a conference game?
Oh, you know, as a part of a tournament, I bet you're right. I bet you it was not an official conference matchup since it was part of a tournament.
That's going to be important for trivia contests down the road.
But as you said, it's hard to believe after 66 years, the Ozark Conference disbands last year. Joining the COC, 2 schools leave the COC, Branson and Carl Junction leave the COC. And 4 schools come in. I believe it was Glendale, Kickapoo, us, and Lebanon. And it's kicking off a new era. I know that the Tigers weren't in the Ozark Conference for all 66 years, but since I came here in 2001, we've always been Ozark Conference. So going to mix it up a little bit.
Too, talking about what it was. And I was thinking it was 2001, 2002 when we joined the Ozark Conference, but we're going to see some different opponents tonight, or this year, just like we are tonight with the Carthage Tigers.
Kickoff goes deep. That's going to be fielded right about the 6-yard line, and taking it is that Rashad. Number 19 there, Coach.
That is Rashad. Josh Way, he caught the ball, lost his footing a little bit. We probably ought to bring this point up. It's been raining a little bit here at Tiger Stadium. We had a real nice downpour earlier on, but it's cleared off. You still got some umbrellas up in the crowd, but I think right now there's no precipitation coming down.
No, got to think that field, like you said, is a little wet. Rashad slips right there, not able to get a return on that one. So Tigers going to start at the 6, a little run up the middle right there. I believe that was Kelsey Jr., and it's going to pull us out to about the 10. Looks like it'll be about 2nd and 7 from there. So you see the Tiger offense come to the line here. Coach, it seems like we were just on the air calling basketball, and here it is football season.
It goes quickly.
Snap back to Most right there. It looks like he hands it off, and not going to be much gain up the middle there.
Little difference on the Tigers' sideline calling plays and stuff this year. Coach Kyle Parkley has given over some of that responsibility to former defensive coach Mike Klutz. He's going to be calling a lot of the offense for us. I had a chance to talk with Coach Klutz earlier in the week. He's excited about that opportunity and talked about a lot about the running game. And you do that when you got Michael Kelsey Jr. coming back as a senior this year.
Absolutely. Snap comes back right there, looking for some space on the left-hand side. Think he's going to be a yard or two short, but you talk about Michael Kelsey Jr. Last year, junior season, 1,337 yards. Coach, 18 touchdowns for the young man.
Well, we called Michael's name a lot last year.
Yes,
we're going to call his name a lot more this year. And, hey, while we're doing it, we'll throw it out there. Michael, part of the Varsity 4x1 for the track team last spring, and we watched his speed develop throughout the course of the year last year in track, which is going to definitely show, I believe, as we're watching him on the football field this fall.
Tigers get a nice high hanging punt away. Going to be fielded about the 45. Carthage still on his feet as he comes across midfield. Going to have it down all the way to the Waynesville Tiger 37, looks like.
It'll be Langston Morgan on that return for the Carthage Tigers.
I believe Langston Morgan, one of those big seniors for the Carthage Tigers. Doing my research, Coach, it's a little different. You have to go to some different resources out there when you start talking about schools that we didn't see last year. The record, though, one thing that stood out to me, a little deceiving. On paper, Carthage was a 7-5 team last year, but lost the first 3 games to open the season and then won 7 of the next 8 games, ended up falling in the district championship game to Webb City. This was a team that got quite hot last year.
That pass is going to be out to
Trent Gates, I believe.
Yeah, Trent Yates on that reception.
But a team that definitely came together last year. Across the way there, we got a head coach, John Guidey. 20th season as head coach there for the Carthage Tigers. And in talking about bringing back that experience, that leadership back, really is a focus of the Carthage program this year. Going to lean heavily on that. Of course, the Tigers are too. I believe in talking with Coach Barkley, 30 seniors on this team.
Yeah, I believe that's 30 or was it 30 or 34? It's quite the number.
It was a large number of seniors here on this Waynesville team. So I know, just like us, going to be looking for that leadership on the field.
And Matt, I need to step in right now. One of our sports announcing colleagues, Scott Hildebrandt, has messaged us on our TTSN Sports Network. And Scott, currently the football game is not available on Channel 12 for Cable America. Hopefully that'll get fixed at some point. That's kind of beyond any of the control for anyone here at the Waynesville School District. But we are glad to see you're joining us out there on the TTSN Sports Network on Facebook, Scott. I don't know where else you would want to be tonight than right here with me and Matt watching Tiger football.
Well, and it's Coach. We talked about it. It's a new season. Got up here before the game. I've cleaned off the sports map that adorned the wall behind us. So if you're watching out there in sports land from anywhere in the world, check in. Let us know where you're watching from. We've got a clean map ready to start the TTSN sports season off.
There we go.
Coach, in the history of the Ozark Conference, we never had all 50 states check in one season.
We have not. That is true.
Boy, what a way to kick off the COC season is if we can get all 50 state check-ins this year.
That'd be perfect. Carthage with the penalty. While I was doing that explanation on Channel 12, and the Waynesville Tigers offside, going to give them that 5 yards right back. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 yards to go. The ball on the 9-yard line for Carthage.
And Coach, the check-ins, they start rolling as I see a recent birthday guy, one of our track guys, Mr. Johnny Hedrick, checking in.
That is true.
Oh, and TTSN Sports Fan of the Year, Mr. Dennis Rogers checking in already. starting that campaign early this year, Coach.
There's a handoff and a touchdown for Carthage, but we have a flag down on the field.
I think we're going to have a hold right here.
A touchdown by Jackson Hawes, but I got a feeling that's coming back. Might be a reason he got there in there.
Well, it looked like he was coming towards the outside, and then there was a really big hole that opened up in the middle, and he cut back into that hole, as a good running back would do.
Right.
But I think there was something that opened that hole, and it was, as we see the official signal holding on the Carthage Tigers. So we're going to bring that back 10 yards. Oh, Coach, this is a good check-in right here. We're getting one of those outlying states, getting Anchorage, Alaska on the map early.
I see that. Ty Gifford checking in with us. We also got Virginia up on that. Get that note down there, Matt.
Well, I figure if I can get some of the cities and states listed here, and then I can pin them here, we get a little breath.
So we've got a hold. It's going to bring the ball back.
10 yards from the spot.
16-yard line, I believe. So it's going to be second down, 13 to go from the 16-yard line for Carthage. Well, a big hello to you, too. I'll have you know there, Mr. Blau, we talk about you a lot during the fourth hour.
Handoff going to look towards the right side that time, getting down, looks like just inside the 10-yard line. Looks like Isaiah Hopper in there on the stop for the Tigers.
6-yard carry brings up 3rd down and 7. Tiger fans, it's
3rd down and 7 for the Carthage Tigers. It'll be a quarterback keeper by Carlton. He's not going to get to first down, but he is going to get close.
Yeah, Hopper again on the stop there for the Tigers. Coach, this brings up an interesting one. 4th and short. It would appear the Carthage Tigers are going to go for it here on 4th down.
And, man, I'm going to be real honest. I would have been surprised if they didn't in this situation.
Quarterback's going to keep it.
He's
going to be short.
Great job there by the Tigers.
Isaiah Hopper, 3 tackles in a row for Mr. Hopper on that drive right there to come up short. What a nice job by Isaiah right there, and that's going to put the ball right back in the hands of the Waynesville Tigers. Coach, that's one of those big momentum shifts here early in the game.
That's a great job by that Tiger defense. First time on the field this year, and to get a stop inside the 10-yard line. Very, very powerful offense. We had this conversation before we got on here. This is as powerful of offense as we're going to probably see this year.
Coach, we've got another former sports fan of the year checking in with us right now. Miss Angie Rogers-Pills checking in from down in Pocahontas, Arkansas tonight. And Coach
Moss with the run right there for the Tigers. Picks up one. I don't know. They gave him 1 on the board. That looks more like 2 to me, Matt.
And, Coach, I don't know if you are Mr. Steve Ward's travel agent here, but it appears he's checking in from up in Vandalia, Missouri tonight.
Yeah, if Steve's up in Vandalia, he's probably at the Vandalia Hotel.
Handoff comes this time. That's going to be Leland Wright looking for room coming across right there. Going to be driven out of bounds. Looks like right about the 15-yard line.
Going to be just short. Looks like he's going to be a couple yards short. Well, I'm going to tell you, I think Leland's going to get a pretty good spot here. He
gets a good spot. I still think it's going to be short of the first down, but it's going to make it 3rd and about 1.
3rd and 1.
Leland, one of those water
And
break.
we are having our first water break here of the whole season right now. And
This is our first ever water break in the COC.
This is our first ever water break in the Central Ozark Conference. That's true. And this water break is brought to you by Athletic Director Corey Ace. Corey Ace, the official hydration director for the Waynesville School District. Anybody out there that wants to know anything about water, if you have any questions about water, the history of water, anything to do with water, you give Corey Ace a call down at the Athletic Director's office. Nobody likes to talk about water more than Corey Ace. The dude loves water, Matt.
Oh, no, I agree. But now it may be hard to get a hold of him, Coach, because I guess his speaking engagements have become in demand. I had to schedule him this past Wednesday so that he could come talk to my first and second hour classes next Friday.
Well, I know Corey gets out. He's going nationwide with his water symposiums and the things that he does when he talks about water. It's unbelievable. He's become a nationwide expert on water.
From right here in little old Waynesville.
That's going to be up the middle. It's going to look – I think the Tigers got the first down there. Michael
That's
Kelsey
going to be Kelsey
Jr.
Jr. Coach, I'm trying to – if you see any of these pop up, it looks like Claremont, Florida.
I'm going to give Corey another kudos. I bet water is what propelled Michael Kelsey Jr. into that first down.
Oh. So that'll make it 1st and 10 as the Tigers come to the line. Spread out a little bit here. We've got 2 receivers down to the bottom of the screen, 1 wide out to the top. Man goes in motion across the formation. Handoff goes up the middle. It's going to be Leland Wright. He's going to be stopped inside, it looks like, for no gain.
I'm going to guess that we've got a little water falling from the sky right now, looking at the umbrellas going up here at Tiger Stadium. A little scurrying.
Well, it's nice and dry in here in the TTSN Sports Suite.
That's a factually correct statement. The only water in here is this 100% recycled bottled water that I've got right here in front of me.
Corey Ace provide that for you?
No, he should have.
All right, handoff goes to Kelsey, looking for room outside on the left-hand side that time, and Carthage runs that one down.
Carthage did a good job on defense there, stringing that out. Michael just couldn't see a hole to pop through.
Well, that defense, I know in some of the stuff I was reading, was definitely a point of pride for Coach Guidey there at Carthage. Bringing back 6 all-COC players right there, 3 all-state players for the Carthage Tigers.
We've got a flag down on the field. It'll be a delay of game against the Waynesville Tigers. And Matt, now the sun's out here at Tiger Stadium.
Well, and I'll take the blame for that one because right before we came on the air, like a dummy, I made the comment that, in these early season games, sometimes we have the problem with that sun ripping right across those trees into our eyes, and at least with the clouds tonight, we didn't have the sun burning our retinas. And there comes the sun.
Well, there comes the sun, and we get information from down in Lebanon. They're in a delay down in Lebanon. That's not usually a good sign for what's headed our direction. But, if we time this out right, we get the Tigers and the Tigers in. Me and you'll hop in the truck, we'll head down to Lebanon, we'll watch Yellow Jackets play.
Well, no, because if we go into a delay, in theory, it would only be 30 minutes. Oh, wait, you mean finish this game?
And then go down there.
Oh,
no, not during the delay.
I thought you meant
if
if we had a delay, we'd run to Lebanon and watch a little bit and then come back.
No, that'd be a bad idea.
Okay. At least we're on the same page with that's not a good idea.
I don't think getting to Lebanon and finding out that we got 10 minutes before we're on the air again is a good idea.
No, I don't think Mr. Ball is going to like that at all.
So after the penalty, it's going to be 3rd down, 13 for the Waynesville Tigers.
We get a check-in from a former Waynesville Tiger, a young man I had in class a few years back, Mr. Nathan Walker, checking in from down in Joplin tonight.
And we've got another flag down on the field. Matt will say that the officials seem to be in mid-season form. We're going to have
false start.
Yeah. So that's going to move the Waynesville Tigers back 5. And make it 3rd down and 18.
Looks like that's going to push it down to right about the 12-yard line, you'd say, Coach?
Yes.
So 3rd and 18 ball. We've got to get it all the way out here to this 30-yard line. Leland Wright spreads way out to the near side. Tigers tuck 2 up top. Moss drops back, brings it forward. He lets it go.
Oh! I think the ball got tipped and kind of went to the back shoulder on. Could not tell who that was intended for.
Well, it's number 36, I believe, for the Waynesville Tigers. But, Coach, I do not have a second roster here tonight. So,
wait a minute. I picked up some.
Well, that'll work.
I didn't know you didn't have one.
You're just keeping all the rosters over there.
I was keeping them for souvenirs.
Well, with this being the very first one, I believe that's.
You don't want mine. They got creases in them.
I believe it was 36. My roster shows that's Ty Fowl.
It's hard to share these if they're real big, much less this regular size. You should have said something.
Well, Coach, I was just going to try and make do.
So 4th down and 18. Tigers are going to drop back here and punt. Nice punt.
Going to be fielded right about midfield. Still on his feet across the 40, down to right about the 35-yard line. I believe that's going to be Langston Morgan.
Matt, I want to send a big hello out. A couple former Waynesville Tigers are watching from down in Carthage. Shane and Tracy Pattison are joining us here on the TTSN Sports Network.
Well, I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Rawlings, that they have a vested interest in a young lady across that field tonight.
That is very true.
That serving as one of the team managers for the Carthage Tigers is her older sister, a Waynesville Tiger, ran track for us and believe was down at Missouri State last I knew. I hadn't seen Megan in a while.
Right. Langston Morgan, 7-yard carry there for Carthage. Gets the ball down inside the 30-yard line.
So that'll make it 2nd and 3 here. Carthage keeping it in, I believe.
That's Morgan again.
On his feet as he crossed the 20. Nice job of staying on his feet right there as he makes a late push right there and going to get that down to about the 16 or 17-yard line, depending on the spot right here. Ooh, not the best spot for Carthage right there as they mark him back at the 18.
But it's still a 1st down.
And Coach, both teams keeping the ball on the ground here a lot early.
Very quick first quarter.
Pitch again.
Little pitch. That's a little forward pitch, man. In the official statistics, that's going to be a completed pass and about an 8-yard reception.
Well, and a lot of trust right there because he doesn't catch that forward pitch. That's a live ball right there.
Well, not if it's a real forward pitch because that's a pass. This is all real important in Central Ozark Conference Fantasy League. So a lot of people worrying about this right now.
I know when we sat down and started picking teams a couple weeks back, I had a hard time. I did not know a lot of the names in the COC.
There's going to be a handoff up the middle. That's going to be Landon Collins.
On the carry for Carthage, number 6, Landon Collins. And once again, tackle made by number 20.
And Collins, one of those returning guys. Coach came up just a whisker short last year of 1,500 yards. Officially, Landon Collins last season, especially throughout that run when Carthage was playing so well, 1,498 yards on the ground last year and 17 touchdowns. We talked about Michael Kelsey with 18 for the Tigers and what a role that was. Landon Collins took 17 last year. So
there goes Collins again, and he's got his first one of the season right here at the 130 mark as the Carthage Tigers take the lead over the Waynesville Tigers 6-0 on a little 4-yard run by Landon Collins. Well, Carthage kind of rolled into that series and said, we're just going to run the ball up the middle. We're going to see what happens. And
well, and really good return on the punt, set them up. Tigers side of the field right there, and just like you said, just power that down the field. The extra point is good there by number 12, Landon Fuentes, I believe. I'm sorry, Luis Fuentes. Gets that one up and good, and that'll make it 7-0, as you said, with 1:26 left to play here in the first quarter. Pretty fast first quarter so far.
Well, and I have a feeling we know from watching. We're here in year 3 of Coach Barkley. We know his philosophy. He likes running the ball. He likes controlling the clock. He likes controlling the game, and we know because of that, a lot of our games are going to go pretty fast. I know when we've had our conversations about my offensive philosophy. One of the things he'll tell me is he doesn't want to be here all night.
Well, Coach Rawlings, if we're running your offensive philosophy, there might still be 10.5 minutes left to play in this quarter right now.
Yes.
Because that clock stops every time on a first down.
And I will have to say this.
And an incomplete pass.
Those of you that enjoyed Mizzou's game last night over Murray State, I was impressed with Murray State from the fact that they opened their season with an onside kick.
Luis Fuentes kicks the ball off. This one's going to be fielded by Rashad. Joshua once more. Across the 20. Looking for space on the right. 25, 30, 40. Still on his feet all the way out across the 45-yard line. What a nice return by there, Mr. Rashad Joshua.
Rashad showing off that speed that we get to see in the spring. Give him some open field. He's going to be hard to catch throughout this whole conference season.
Yes, he is. A young man that's worked hard all of his years here for us in track and football and everything else, but hard to believe he's senior, Coach.
I know, very hard to believe.
Some of these seniors this year, it doesn't seem possible. Rashad's one of those guys that just doesn't seem possible.
No, it doesn't. You look around, and you know what?
And, Coach, we've got a flag down on the far side. It looks it's going to be a holding, and it's going to wipe out that return right there.
Oh, we still got to see the return. It did happen.
Well, not officially. It just
It's
got
okay.
wiped out.
I saw it. I remember it.
Is there going to be trivia questions about stuff that didn't happen but did happen?
Penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be Waynesville ball 1st and 10 from their own 11. As a gentle.
So, unfortunately, Coach, looks like that penalty happened at the 21-yard line on that far side. And so 10 yards from the spot right there is going to back the Waynesville Tigers all the way back down to the 11-yard line. Handoff that time, I believe, goes to Kelsey.
Yeah, and he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Matt, the other unfortunate thing is, if we talked about the weather delay in Lebanon, it looks like we have some lightning heading our way.
What I thought? Wait! I thought Coach Redmond was going to push that the other direction.
Well, he was supposed to, but he didn't get. He's pushed it closer to us.
I thought we were tight with him.
Well, I thought so too. Well, he's probably listening because they're still in a delay.
All right, so a loss on that play of about 5 is going to bring up 2nd and 15. And Kelsey through the line, heading to the house. Woo!
There's that speed we talked about with Michael Kelsey Jr.
86 yards on the run right there, Coach Rawlings.
No. 93 yards on the run.
Sorry. Looking at the wrong number up there. 93 yards on the run right there. And the Tigers, 14 seconds.
We haven't.
Woo!
Nice job. And I'm telling you,
get him in open space.
He's going to be hard to catch. And he was extending that space as he was going down the field.
And it's going to be number 88, Tristan. Wait, is it? Is that Tristan? Oh, Coach, we're going to get another look at it here on the replay. It is going to be Tristan Boehner in.
It's down, it's up. It's good. So we are all tied up here in quarter number 1. 7-7 with 14 seconds to go.
Woo! And that's the way you answer it, Coach, right there.
That is exactly the way you answer it. Hello, Logan Rim. He's checking in with us out there. I'll be in trouble on Tuesday if I don't say hi to Logan.
Well, you better. Logan, he's a big fan of Tiger TV. He checks in quite often.
Yes, he does.
Maybe Logan's trying to get his name in the hat for that Sports Fan of the Year.
He may be doing that. And while we're talking birthdays, how about a happy birthday to Logan? This his birthday weekend.
Oh, boy. Start it with, is that why we have Monday off?
That may be. Actually, I think Logan's birthday was last weekend.
Okay. Well, I tried to use it.
It was last weekend.
I tried to use it as a motivation.
I better get that right because Logan will correct me on Tuesday.
Well, I tried to use it as motivation today that if we worked really hard today that Dr. Witt was going to let them take Monday off. Wouldn't have to come to school at all.
I told them that on Wednesday. They'd done so well for 7 days, Dr. Witt gave them Monday off.
All right, in for the kickoff for the Tigers. Is that number 30, Ace Long? Nice high floater. Going to be fielded right about the 17. On his feet, still moving across midfield. 40, down to the 30.
Oh, and he's going to be brought down.
Right about the 5-yard line right there.
That was I believe that was Trent Yates on that return, wasn't it?
I believe you're right. Dwayne Davis is going to be the Tiger that saved the touchdown right there. And, Coach, we went from 1 minute and 26 seconds left in the first quarter and not a lot of action to, Coach, we still have 3 seconds left in the first quarter, and we've had a lot of action in that minute and 20 however many seconds.
Yes, we have.
This game has picked up intensity dramatically.
And looking at our viewpoint, so has the rain. That's going to be Morgan again. And he is going to be
No, I believe that's
Collins.
That's going to be Collins.
And he's going to be brought down the 1-yard line. And, Matt, that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter action here to kick off the season at Tiger Stadium with the Carthage Tigers and the Waynesville Tigers all knotted up at 7. Matt, do you know what it's time for?
It's time for the first ever in the history COC Waynesville Tiger Sports Update.
It's time for a TTSN Sports Update. This TTSN Sports Update is brought to you by the Tiger TV Facebook page. Tiger TV Facebook. For all the news, it is news. Right here in Tiger Town. Matt, I'm going to give you a clue.
Okay. Is this a new COC thing where I get a clue?
It's somebody that's been with us for a while, but we're going to start out with her because she loves the Tiger TV Facebook page. because she bleeds that tiger orange and black.
Ooh, could it be Maxine Thompson?
Boy, it could have been, and that would have been a really, really good one. Wasn't who I went with.
Oh.
I'm going to put that in the back pocket because Maxine's going to get one before the year's over now. I'm going to go with head varsity tennis coach Kayla Wilson. We jump around with some of the different coaches and some of the ways we do this, but I feel like Kayla doesn't get her due. Kayla's been the tennis coach here for 12 years, and she kicks off tennis season with the young ladies on Tuesday night. Will do. You want me to go on and announce that?
Touchdown, Carthage. A 1-yard rushing touchdown for quarterback Emmanuel Carvajal.
Will do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a touchdown for the Carthage Tigers.
After number 12, Luis Fuentes, and the holder number 16, Zane Browning.
And we've got, what was our kicker's name out there, Matt?
I believe that's Luis Fuentes.
Okay, he's Fuentes on for the extra point. The ball's down. It is up.
And Coach, you
It
can
is
see
good.
from that angle right there, the rain has picked up dramatically.
Yes, the rain's picked up dramatically here at Tiger Stadium. We want to let everyone know you may see some disruptions as the TTSN Sports crew has to take some more cover, and as the rain gets harder, we're protecting equipment, keeping our kids' sense of safety. We also have lightning in the area. It is not close enough to shut things down yet, but we're doing this for the safety of our kids, take care of our equipment, take care of things. If we have a delay, if we have something that causes us to go off the air or something, just want to let everybody know what's going on.
Coach, looks like Lafayette, Indiana checking in. I'm getting our markers laid out over here. We get a break at halftime. I'm gonna get back and get some of these marked up on our map. So
Carthage will be kicking off here. 5 seconds into the second quarter.
And Coach, somehow it dodged my eyes. Our check-in from Lafayette, Indiana.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that.
Is a young man that knows a lot about fast running backs, strong running backs here at Waynesville. That's a Sheen Butler Lawson checking in.
Tigers, ball takes a bad hop and it picked up. I believe that's Leland right down there, and he's going to be brought down inside the 5-yard line, all the way back at about the 3 maybe. The Tigers going to start deep in a hole here on their first possession in the second quarter.
So, Coach, you said down inside the 5. It looks like right about the 2-yard line right there is where the Waynesville Tigers are going to start. We've still got 11:49 here to play in the first half of football. Carthage Tigers up on top right now, 14-7. Tigers looking for a little breathing room up the middle right there, as it looks like that's going to be Michael Kelsey Jr. pushing the pile forward. He's going to get it looks like about 3. I think they get out to about the 5 on that one, Coach.
It gives the Tigers a little bit of breathing room there. You're starting your offense in your end zone. That's not a comfortable feeling.
Well, no, but about a yard or 2 from there on the last Tigers possession, we saw Michael Kelsey Jr. break that line and go about 93 yards the other direction.
That is very true.
If he'd like to do that again real quick.
I think that would please everybody on this side of the stadium. We got a timeout.
Timeout, Waynesville. Like some kind of miscommunication there as the line came out and big shift right there.
Well, you're in an area you do not want something to go wrong down here.
No.
And give Carthage a very short field.
Absolutely. You take that timeout right there. Make sure you've got the play. You've got what you want called right there.
Man, I think I have to say this. Opening night is usually a huge crowd every year here at Waynesville.
Oh, absolutely.
I was a little concerned about the weather, what it would do to the crowd, but you're looking out there. Now, are we packed in here like sardines? Maybe not like sardines, but we're packed in here pretty good for the weather we have earlier, the weather we're getting now, and the weather in the future. These people all have cell phones. They're looking at the same thing we are. There's no big secrets out there.
Well, no, but it's just the tradition of it all. As you look out there, I mean, you can see in the lights that rain's coming down pretty good right now. But waking up this morning, stepping out the door and thinking Friday night lights, football's back in Waynesville tonight, just a different feel.
Well,
everybody wants to be here to experience it.
And that band marching the hallways get you ready for anything. That's going to be
looks like Josh
Way, I believe. A little misdirection there by Josh Wade. He's going to be brought down inside the 2, it looks like.
Yeah, I think forward momentum, is going to get him to about the 2. Oh, no, they're going to say all the way back to the 1 right there. So, loss of about 3 on that one, or a little over 3. That's going to make it 3rd and 11. And Coach, we're getting a check-in. Looks like Frisco, Texas checking in. Miss Jessica Dendecker checking in with us.
A little delayed handoff up the middle to Michael Kelsey Jr., and he's going to get it out to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, nice run right there to create some space. Even if it's 4th and long and you're going to punt it away here, you're not going to be punting off that back line of your end zone, and that's a little breathing room's a nice thing.
Well, had a nice punt the last time we kicked the ball. Get some field position back here. Oh, and the bobble snap does get the punt off. Nice job to get that punt off. That return's going to be Langston Morgan. He's going to bring it back, and Carthage will take over on about their 30-yard line.
Coach, was that Most back there that got that punt away?
I believe so. Our window's getting a little moisture on it, and
either way, there's a low snap. If it was Aiden or whoever it was,
did a great job
to get their hands on it and get that ball up and kicked it right there because Carthage was coming. As you said, the Carthage Tigers are going to start on the 30-yard line. They come to the set, 3 receivers wide, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom of the screen. Bottom now comes in motion, and it's going to be a handoff to that receiver coming across number 36. Still on his feet, down inside the 20, looks like about the 15-yard line.
Jackson Hall is on that carry for the Carthage Tigers.
MJ Green in on the stop for the Waynesville Tigers.
Head wrestling coach Lucas Smith checking in from the West End Zone gate down there.
I
saw him earlier from a distance.
Well, I said hello. I had to go over and see Mrs. Coach Wilking over there to pick up my traditional Friday night football dinner over there to support the Beta Club.
That's going to be Landon Collins on the carry up the middle. Speaking of that, Matt, I want to point out that former defensive coordinator, assistant coach Carl Wilking from a few years ago has joined the Tiger staff again, and he's back on the sidelines coaching him some Tiger football.
Just looks like it should be. Coach Wilking coaching football, that seems
it
like
is. Seems natural. Gets to coach his son Kyle during his senior year.
That's another one of those that does not seem like it should already be a senior right there. Quarterback's going to keep it that time, and he's going to take it in.
Maneuvers his way up through the Tiger defense. Going to be
Brady Carlton. And
there's 2 10s on there. I was like, that's not going to be right if I say that.
No, it's Brady Carlton, and a young man that had over 1,000, almost 1,100 yards rushing himself last year, and 12 touchdowns on the ground. When I started really looking around stats-wise, as Luis Fuentes is going to get that one up and in to make it 21-7 here with 8:02 left to play. The Carlton, his stats stack up really as one of the better dual threat quarterbacks in Class 5.
Yes, it did. I was looking at some of that same information. And that's where I think and I think you probably got the same thing out of that I did. That's one of the reasons those guys in those first 3 games last year were just in that gelling process, putting everything together. And once they did, they were very good the rest of the year.
Absolutely, and like I said, opened up 0-3, go 7-8 after that, and I believe lost to Nixa last year by 1 point. Just really came together as a team and knew we would have our hands full here tonight. But I've liked the spark we've seen out of these Waynesville Tigers. Carthage gets on the board. Waynesville answers quickly. Couple bad hops here or there, and the Tigers definitely going to, I know offensively here, going to want to make a move here before halftime, narrow this gap.
Well, this game's been played too far on one end of the field.
Right.
We've got to get some field position to make some things happen. That ball,
wow.
Man, that ball stays in bounds. It bounces along the sideline about 4 times and doesn't go.
How did that ball not go out of bounds, Coach Rawlings?
I think as much as we're thinking that, there were a couple of Waynesville Tigers watching it wondering the exact same thing.
Well, the difference is we were thinking it and sitting up here. A couple of those Tigers were watching it going, if that doesn't get out of bounds, I'm getting ready to get hit pretty hard.
Yes. I believe one of those guys was Rashad Joshua,
I
too.
think you're right. Woo. What a kick to have that check up like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So the Waynesville Tigers are going to take over here.
And we're going to get our second. Well, maybe not. Thought we were going to get our second hydration break for the evening. No?
No, looks like we're going to go to action.
That was rather interesting.
7:51. 7:51.
We're going to get that clock moved back to 7:51. We had some inside information on that. Coach Pimentel rolls over here and gives us a little inside scoop. Boy, those of you scoring along with us at home, little swing pass over. Is that Leland?
Yes,
Yep,
that's
that's
going to be
Leland Wright.
number 18, Leland Wright. And you mentioned this earlier on a play where they had knocked the Tigers for a loss. Right there, Leland gets wide. Looks like he's going to have a little space, but credit the Carthage Tiger defense, that pursuit down the line, containing, not jumping upfield. A lot of times, though, defensive guys see that ball in front of them and they want to jump up the field. Carthage doing a really nice job of pursuing down the line, containing right there, not giving up any holes over there to the Waynesville Tigers. Fake the handoff coming across right there.
Brian Castro with that carry. I think that was quarterback keeper there by Brian.
Yeah, Castro kept that one. Going to be hit for a loss on that one. Going to bring up 3rd and 17 here for the Waynesville Tigers. Ball sits right at the 14-yard line. Just over 6.5 left to play here in first half action.
Man, I'm looking at the radar right here.
Some space to the outside, still on his feet.
It's gonna be a first down, I believe.
It's going to be close, Coach. I can't tell. Not sure if he got across that 30 or not, Coach. It's going to be really close. Think he may be just a yard short.
Matt, I don't know who is setting underneath this rain right now, but it hasn't moved. Our Lightning has stayed 10.7 miles away from Tiger Stadium, and it's just sitting there. So somebody's getting a nice downpour. I hope it rains itself completely out before it gets here.
Coach,
that AstroTurf doesn't need any rain.
He's going to be a yard short. It's going to bring up 4th and 1 here.
Tigers are going to go for it.
Direct snap back, fumbled, picked up, but the little low snap right there is going to hurt the Tigers, as they're not going to be able to get that one away clean.
Direct snap to Michael Kelsey. When it hit the turf, it just the whole timing of everything was off at that point. So Carthage will take over on the 26-yard line of the Waynesville Tigers. And I'm not sure if we had a timeout.
I did not see the referee signal one. But it does now show Tigers with 1 remaining.
We've used 2.
We've used 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I remembered the one called down here. And maybe that was the second hydration break.
Well, TTSN meteorologist Paul Schultz is checking in on us. He's just saying there's light stuff coming.
Oh, well, that's great news.
But Paul, we're not worried about the light stuff and the rain. We're worried about that lightning rolling in here.
Not the light stuff, the lightning.
Can you give us a report on the lightning, Paul? He's back in the TTSN Weather Center.
Fake the handoff, and that's going to be into the end zone. Pass complete, that right there to number 88. Coach, I may need a little light. All right, a little light.
Whoa.
Unless I had the number wrong, I don't have an 88 on my Carthage roster.
Was tight end. Could it have been 87? Could have been 85. Could have been 83.
This is what happens when
It's those white jerseys.
they get us every year.
They do.
Luis Fuentes gets that kick up, and it's good.
And that's going to bring us to the 6:03 mark in quarter number 2 with the Carthage Tigers up 28-7 over your Waynesville Tigers here at Tiger Stadium. We did not get a lightning report from the Weather Center from our TTSN.
Well, he's probably flipping screens and.
Well, that's probably too. It's a magnificent weather center that we have over there.
Mr. Schultz has so many gadgets and computers and different things out there. Is that our good buddy David Tritton checking in from Dixon?
I don't know what that means.
Do you think Mr. Tritton might not know where he's at, and he's asking us where he's at?
I'm not sure. I bet he responds again. Tempe, Arizona. No, that's not where Dave's at.
No, I was laughing at another message that had come across. Coach Shapanzik was giving me alternate explanations for why it might be hard for me to read the numbers, pointing out that I only have good vision in one eye, and maybe that would be the problem.
Could be.
Oh, Miss Loretta Carson checking in from down in South Carolina.
And that was an onside kick by the Carthage Tigers, and it was recovered by the Carthage Tigers.
Oh, Coach, looking back across there, our reigning TTSN Sports Fan of the Year, Mr. Darnez Stokes, is checking in from up in St. Louis.
So Carthage will take over on the Waynesville 49, 5:57 left here.
Was that former Waynesville kicker Aaron Choi that checked in from up there in Tempe?
I've got Mr. David Trenton's explanation there. I totally understand now what he meant by that earlier message.
Coach, they're coming in fast right now. I'm going to have to get here. Wisconsin on the map.
We got a flag down on a play. That's going to be a carry by Landon Collins. Good news from the TTSN Weather Center. It appears that the lightning is in the north. So that's good news. That means we're safe because we're south.
We'll take any good news that we come. Oh, Coach, special shout out to the video production crew in TigerTV here tonight. Young lady that seemed like she was part of this crew for many, many years. Miss Truman Trower checking in with us tonight.
And that's going to be a hold. It's going to bring the ball back to the Carthage 49-yard line. First and 12.
Carthage going to be quarterback keeper here up the middle. Moving forward, looks like Carlton going to pick up 6, maybe 7.
Depends on the spot. Yeah, it looks like it's.
Let's say 6.
Yeah.
So that'll bring up second and about 4.
Matt didn't add up there, did it, Matt?
Well, no, I was trying to check the board for something, and then it made me pause because I knew it was second and 4, but then the board said something else, and I thought, well, maybe I'm wrong.
Carlton fakes the run. He's going to throw it right down the middle. That's going to be 81.
That's going to be 81. I think that's going to be Carson Murray. He's going to have it down inside, right at the 5-yard line, I believe. And they do spot it up there, so it's going to be first and goal right at the 5-yard line.
If we break the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Handoff's going to go to the receiver.
Oh, nice tackle.
And what a stop right there by the Tigers. Woo! It's going to be number 20.
Yeah, Carmelo Jackson.
Carmelo Jackson hit him square. Woo! Coach Langston Morgan came across there, and I think Langston Morgan thought he had a clear shot in right there, and Carmelo told him, "You do not."
Carmelo told me he was going to get 2 interceptions tonight.
Well, I like that.
I like that a lot. He didn't say anything about a couple big hits there in tackles. I'll take those from him too.
Handoff looking this near side right here on his feet. And in for the touchdown.
It's going to be Landon Collins. Carthage on for the extra point. Who's our kicker, man?
That's going to be Luis Fuentes. Did you did ask for theirs, didn't you?
Yes.
I did not hear you.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought.
Well, I need theirs is on the field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ours is Tristan Borner, and we have two. I believe Mr. Ace kicking for us, and Tristan Borner.
So 3:43 mark. Carthage Tigers up on the Waynesville Tigers, 35-7. As the Waynesville Tigers will be preparing for the kickoff. And you know what, Matt? That lightning dropped the one we were watching, the one that our TTSN meteorologist Paul Schultz told us about, did go all north and cleared out, and what we were watching coming up from behind appears to be dropping south. So,
well, it looked like it was kind of splitting, that there was a chance that might happen, and definitely glad for it.
Very, very much. We did not really want to go into a delay tonight.
We did not want to try and figure out where to put all of these people. Tigers going to bring that one out across the 30-yard line.
Leland Wright with the return there for the Tigers. Handoff's going to be given to Joshua. He's going to get around that left side, has some room. He's going to pick up the first down.
Still on his feet.
He's still going all the way down to the Carthage 40-yard line. 31-yard run right there for what's going to be a little more than that. It's going to be about a 33-yard run for Joshua.
Coach getting a check-in right here from Waynesville boys head soccer coach, Mr. Eric Thornburg here. And we were sitting here talking about the kickers, and wanted to make sure our fans at home knew you need something to do Tuesday night. Our Waynesville boys are going to be playing right here in Waynesville versus Carthage. And these two varsity football kickers will be featured on Tuesday night, as both are a part of that Waynesville Tiger soccer team.
That is very true. Very true.
We saw that last year. Mr. Tyrell Finn, playing for the varsity soccer team, came over, kicked with the football team. Started a little trend as both of our kickers are a part of that soccer team.
Seems to me like a natural fit. It always has.
And we've got a stop whistle here before the play.
They're going to call motion on Waynesville. I think Coach Barkley's wanting a little explanation. If you notice, their defensive end for Carthage had movement. Then the whistle went. I think Coach Barkley's going to hold on just a second.
Handoff's going to go to Kelsey Jr. up the middle. Looks like he's going to be down across the 35. Looks like going to be number 52. Looks like that's Nolan Brown in on the stop for the Carthage Tigers.
Under the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Matt, folks are going to want to stick around at halftime as you see the Waynesville Pride Marching Band under the direction of Jared Sabatasso. They're getting things set up down here on the track. Hand off to Leland Wright this time. Leland's going to pick up about 3.
Now, Coach, we've talked about some of these running backs, how fast they are during track season. You talked about Michael Kelsey. We've had a lot of really fast dual running backs / relay guys. Leland Wright might not have the speed of the relay, but, Coach, if you need someone to jump really high over a stick, Leland Wright set the world on fire in his first year as a pole vaulter last year. So maybe
he could pole vault over the defense.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe instead of trying to beat him with speed, Leland jump over the top of him.
I like that idea.
Now,
Tigers are going to go for it here on 4th and 5. And we're going to get a timeout for Waynesville.
Yeah, I think Coach
Play clock was down to double zeros, and Coach Barkley wanted a timeout.
That's going to be the last timeout here in the first half.
Could you carry a pole and the ball and pole vault over the defense?
What? Could you? Probably. It'd be really hard and not a good idea. And I have a feeling those referees aren't going to like him bringing the pole vault pole onto that field.
Probably true. Probably some truth right there.
There are probably rules against things like that. But if you could, Leland would be your guy. All right, so the Tigers come back out, line up. 4th and about 5. Comes in motion.
Moss keeps it after a couple fakes, and when he scrambles out to the right, and that pass is going to be incomplete, and Carthage is going to take over on downs. 38 seconds left here in the half. Matt, if you're Carthage, are you happy, or are you going to try to try to put some points on the board?
I think if I'm Coach John Guidey across the way, I think I'm happy where I'm at. I think I just kneel on it. Let's go to halftime.
Guidey, 20 years down at Carthage.
20 years. And obviously long, successful career down there. Coach, I was looking back at just over the last 10 years,
yeah.
7 district titles and a state championship. So I'd say he's had a lot of success.
98 wins, I believe, during that time.
I think so.
Well, Carthage going to take a quarterback keeper up the middle. Going to get a first down.
Across the 50.
Still on his feet.
40, still on his feet.
He's going to take it all the way down.
It's going to be real near the 10-yard line.
That's going to be Carlton taking it 57 yards there on the quarterback keeper. Carthage with all 3 timeouts. I think they're going to try to score now.
I think you're right. And they're going to burn one of those timeouts right here.
As you see the Tiger defense down there, the coaching staff. the Tigers into a little bind here with the 2 timeouts. Carthage's whole playbook's at the ready. They can run, they can pass, so you got to be prepared for everything.
They're going to spot the ball right at the 11 here. So Carthage, in theory, could still get a first down just outside the goal line.
Carlton's going to scramble over here to the right. He's keeping it again, going up the middle. He's going to take it all the way down to the 4. We've got
multiple flags here.
Flags. Clock stopped at 15-second mark. It could be a lot of things here, Matt. It was a hard hit, but I don't think it was. Carlton got his body kind of got.
He got twisted and
around,
and I'm not so sure that he might not have taken a little shot to the head at the end, but I don't think that's what the first flag was.
Well, and I don't think there was any intent there. I think it's when your body is not doing what it normally does on a run, you put yourself into a little bit of danger.
But it looked to me like the first flag was coming out before he was fully down. So I wonder if we don't have multiple things
Personal
here.
foul, hit to the head by Waynesville. Unsportsmanlike conduct, an ejection. And Matt, I will have to admit, our angle up here was not the best.
No.
Being that deep into the end zone, but.
So after the penalty, that's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 3. 15 seconds remains on the clock, and as you said, Carthage still 2 timeouts in their pocket.
Zane Browning is in at quarterback, Matt.
And into the end zone complete.
It's going to be Murray again, Carson Murray. And, Matt, I have to believe the earlier tight end catch, I'm going to guess probably was Carson Murray also. And if that's true, that'll be 3 for him on the evening.
Well, no, on that first one, he came up just short of the goal line, didn't he? Was it the second one? I think he had one that went into the end zone. I think one he was stopped just short. But either way, having a big night, the young man. Luis Fuentes is going to be up with that one. That one's going to be wide left.
It was. That's going to bring our score to, should be 41, I believe.
I believe you're correct.
41-7. 9 seconds left here in the half. So Carthage will kick it to the Tigers, and
Fuentes going to tee it up there. Looks like coaches that Leland back deep on the far side, Rashad Joshua here on the near.
And they're going to squib kick it here to the Tigers. Ball takes a big hop.
Ball's
Tigers
been
got to get
touched.
on. Well, it's past 10 yards, Matt. It's live anyway after 10. 5 seconds left here in the half. I got to believe Tigers are just going to kneel down on it here and get in at halftime. Kelsey, no, I think that's wrong. That's Kelsey up the middle. He's going to pick up about 14 yards, and that's going to bring us to halftime with the Carthage Tigers up over the Waynesville Tigers 42-7. We hope everybody will stick with us here at halftime and watch the Waynesville High School Marching Band, and we will be back in about 20 minutes for second half. Waynesville Tiger football action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back right here at Tiger Stadium on the campus of Waynesville High School for second half. Tiger football action tonight. The Tigers trailing the Carthage Tigers 41-7. Matt, very good early part of the game for the Tigers. Nice stop on defense inside the 10-yard line. Michael Kelsey Jr. with a 93-yard touchdown run, and then not so much in the second quarter.
Well, no, we talked about it. We had less than a minute and a half left to play in the first quarter, and it was 7-0 in favor of the Carthage Tigers. With less than a minute, it was tied up at 7-7, and with 3 seconds to go in the first quarter, it was 14-7. And then the second quarter came along, Coach Rawlings, and things just did not go as planned. Oh, but we've got a young guest in the booth as Mr. Landon Johnson rolls in. He's been over to visit Miss Wilking over there in the Beta Club.
Yes, he did. Went over and got him some nachos. The best nachos ever is what I'm hearing over there.
Well, that's what I had for supper, and it was fantastic. Those pulled pork nachos, something else. Ooh, nice kick right there. It's going to be fielded and going out of bounds on the catch all the way back at the 7-yard line is going to be number 34 for the Carthage Tigers. That's going to be Landon West. Gets his hands on that one, but catching it took him out of bounds. So Carthage is going to start deep in their own territory.
See what offense we've got here for Carthage as they come back out on the field.
We had a quarterback change there at the end of the first half. Now, at halftime, I looked across there. I did see Brady Carlton over there.
And he's on the field, Matt. He's out there playing quarterback. We're glad to see that. He completes the pass out.
It's going to be Trent Yates. Yates is going to take it out near midfield. I think he's going to make it across the 45 before he gets knocked out of bounds there. Nope, they're going to say he's out at the 41. So that'll be a first down, big gain for Yates there on first. After having Carthage trapped deep back inside the 10, the Carthage got a little breathing room on that play. Carlton once more takes a snap. Handoff goes up the middle this time. Fighting his way forward. And Coach.
Be Landon Collins on the run. MJ Green in on the tackle. Second down and 2 for Carthage.
Nice stop right there. We've called MJ's name a couple times. Just a sophomore stepping up for the Tigers here tonight. Had MJ in class last year. Fantastic young man. We saw him during the spring in track. Yep. And
came out as a freshman, contributed a lot. Looking for big things in the future for MJ.
Absolutely.
In the track program.
Hard-working young man. That's going to be Collins once more. He's going to get it forward, and that's going to be enough for the first down. That's going to bring it across the midfield line into Tiger territory come the Carthage Tigers.
Carthage taking their time just a little bit more here in the second half. We normally, I think that Carthage Tiger offense on a little quicker pace.
Yeah. Quarterback keep right there, still on his feet across the 30. He's going to be dropped right about the 20-yard line.
About a 30-yard run there.
Yeah, 28 is what I have unofficially here on my paper. .27 on the spot. But pick up, and we talked about that Carlton is that dual threat. When you look across Class 5, almost equal passing yards and rushing yards last year, 15 touchdowns through the air, 12 touchdowns himself on the ground. So 2 backs in the set, fakes the handoff. This one's pass.
It's going to be dropped. It's going to be
be
Gallegos as the intended receiver. That's still a rowdy group down in the student section.
It is.
It's neon night. I do remember that. It was neon night.
It's also some of those vests. Is that pass is going to be complete to the outside? Is that going to be Yates again?
Yates on that reception.
Chris Scott in on the stop that time. Forward, it's going to make about 3rd and 5 here for the Carthage Tigers. Ball sits just outside the 15-yard line. Langston Morgan checks into the game for the Carthage Tigers there. Keep an eye on him. We've seen him catch a few balls tonight. This one's going to be tossed back and going to say
just short.
Just shy.
Just short. Landon Collins brought down right at the goal line.
Landon Collins having a nice game on both sides of the ball tonight, playing defensive end on the defensive side, carrying that ball in the backfield tonight. He's having a nice evening for himself. Handoff's going to go to Collins, and he is in for the score.
That makes the score 47-7. The extra point coming up.
Ball's down, kicks up, and Fuentes puts that one through, and it's good.
And that tacks another one on. 48-7 in favor of Carthage right now.
I believe that should be 47. No, it is 48. I'm sorry,
yes.
It was 41. Yes.
Matt, some scores from around the Central Ozark Conference tonight. As I just had it, and I've just had a couple, and I just lost them here coming across the ticker. That one's us. We know what's going on here. We had Joplin and Kickapoo tonight, and where did I see that score? Joplin was up on Kickapoo 16-6, I believe, at halftime. Well, I'm seeing lots of scores that are not Central Ozark Conference that I'm almost automatically reading.
Well, right. We're used to calling those Ozark Conference teams.
Nick's up on Republic 28-7. Kind of wondering where we're at down at Lebanon, if they've gotten started down there or not. I would assume they have.
Oh, Coach, we've got a couple big check-ins here. Mr. Nelson Morgan checking in with us. And Nelson, if you'll confirm, I believe we could put Tennessee back on the map here behind us. If you will confirm that you are home there tonight. And then big supporter of Tiger Athletics, doesn't matter what the sport, but Coach Nikki Stone checking in with us, Coach Rawlings.
Well, Coach Stone always checks in with us.
Was impressed with her swimmers saw them after school. They were waiting to catch the bus out to practice. And by the time I got to the stadium, several of her swimmers were front row ready to go in the student sections. They had been to practice and hustled right back to be here for the game.
That's some awesome stuff. They kick off their season Tuesday as they travel down to Springfield. As we go here in the second half, we'll talk a little bit about Tiger sports kicking off here in the fall.
Going to be a little cooler this next week, I think, than this week.
Yeah, it can stay that way too because it's fall, and it definitely would. It'd be nice if it would do that.
And we get the confirmation we need from Mr. Nelson Morgan, so we're going to put Tennessee back here on the map behind us.
Nelson's a happy man. I know he tuned in last night to watch the old Mizzou Tigers win their first game of the year.
And we're going to find out some information here, Coach Rawlings. We may have a junior assistant. Landon, do you know where the great state of Tennessee is on that map?
Tigers going to push that pile forward. Aiden Most on the run right there.
That's one.
Samara, Tennessee, the home of Sonny Gray.
Oh, Coach, another Tiger alumni checking in, Mr. Deshaun Mabry-Lyles.
Up the middle with that run, I believe that was Michael Kelsey Jr., and he's going to pick up the first down. Tigers break the huddle, come up to the line. Direct snap to Michael Kelsey there. He's going to pick up about 8. Oh, we got a hydration break. It's our second half hydration break. This hydration break brought to you by Waynesville Athletic Director Corey Ace. Corey Ace. Well, not just the Waynesville Athletic Director, but he's director and coordinator of all things water here in the Waynesville School District. If you have any questions about water, just want to talk about water, or you want to listen to Corey talk about the history of water.
Well, and we were able
Come on down, call him at the athletic office, and he will stop doing whatever he's doing to talk about water with you.
Well, unless he's got one of those speaking engagements scheduled. Now, it sounded like, just touching base at halftime, that he's got a few spots open next week, but the week after next is wide open.
You know, I just thought about something. I wonder how much time Corey has spent talking to Coach Stone about water since her sport takes place in the water.
Oh, I figured that. I just assumed that was probably his favorite sport. Now, as athletic director, you're probably not supposed to have a favorite, but since that sport takes place in water,
That'd be his favorite.
I just always kind of thought that.
Fake handoff up around the outside. Moss fakes it to Leland and takes it up the middle. He's going to come up just a little bit short. It's going to bring up third down and 2, maybe?
It's going to be long 2, short 3 is what it looks like from here, Coach.
Matt, I think, do you have Iowa yet? Because I would not have predicted that we got Iowa from Melissa Harpel, but I believe we do. Michael Kelsey
do
Jr.
not have Iowa back
up the
there yet.
middle, and going to depend on the spot. It looks like he's going to be just a little bit short.
Yeah, they're gonna mark him a little over a yard short there.
Boy, they are. He did not get a real good spot on that. So 4th and 1 if we hit the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. That's going to be a first down.
It's
Aiden
going to be
Moss
Moss.
with the run. I thought that was him, but he was right smack in front of us. It was
Right.
hard.
So that'll keep the the chains moving here for the Tigers. Down to the 43-yard line of Carthage.
Nope,
Snap back. We've got a penalty.
I think we're going to have a motion. I think we're going to have an illegal motion on the Waynesville Tigers. Yep. Little quick start. Someone over here on this left side.
All right, Tigers are going to go 4 wide here. 2 wide out to the top, 2 to the bottom. Looks like that's going to be Mossed again. Moss going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but I don't think he's going to have a gain on that one. So that'll bring up 2nd and 15. Tigers go 4 wide once more. Caden Wilson comes in motion. Quick pitch out here to the outside. Kelsey going to be tripped up as he gets back.
He went to make that cut.
Yeah.
That turf's got to be just a little bit slick from the water we've had today. And
well, in big Braden Odell out here on the outside, I'm not so sure that they didn't get their feet. Well, and I'm not so sure they didn't get their feet tangled as Braden went upfield. Kelsey cut back. I think their feet tangled a little bit there. And so that's going to come up with a loss of 2 there. So it's going to be 3rd and 17. Moss coming to the right-hand side, looking for space. Just not much there. Good coverage downfield right there by Carthage. I think Caden Wilson was the intended target here. He was eyeing coming down that left-hand side, but good coverage down the field.
Caden was covered very well. So that's going to make it 4th and 17 for the Tigers.
Punt away by Moss.
That's going to be out of bounds.
Going to be out of bounds.
Let's see where they mark that.
Looks like they're calling it right about the 20.
Have a conversation. They're having a conversation. I don't like that. I like it at the 20.
Well, I thought I was kind of eyeballing the 21, so if they're within a yard of that, I think that's a good spot, and we'll call it good.
So we got a running clock going right now, and so that's if you're noticing that at home and wondering. Carthage taking over on offense. Under a minute left here at quarter number 3.
Looks like we have a new quarterback in the set there, Coach Rawlings. It's going to be a keeper.
The Browning, who we saw finish out the first half.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's going to be Zane Browning, number 16, into the game for Carthage. Sabrell Morgan in on that stop for the Waynesville Tigers. Gain of about 9 on the play. Ball sits right at the 29-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd and 1 here for the Carthage Tigers. Handoff up the middle is going to be enough for a first down right there.
And, Matt, that brings it to triple zeros here at the end of the third quarter. The Carthage Tigers up on the Waynesville Tigers 48-7 here at opening night action. Matt, you know what that means it's time for?
TTSN Sports Update?
It's time for a TTSN Sports Update. This TTSN Sports Update is brought to you by the Tiger TV Facebook page, Tiger TV Facebook. For all the news, it is news right here in Tiger Town. Matt, you know who likes Tiger TV Facebook page? And I'll give you a hint.
Oh, I like the hints.
Somebody we've already talked about tonight.
Oh, we have talked about a lot of people.
So you don't think that's a very good hint?
No, I don't. I don't think that's a good hint at all. I'm going to go Sheen Butler Lawson.
We have talked about Sheen tonight. That's not who I had on my mind. But you know where I'm going tonight with this one? We're going to turn back the clock because the clock has been turned back here at Waynesville. Mr. Carl Wilking likes the Tiger TV Facebook page. Assistant football coach. Well, he loves it. Anything to do with the Tigers. Carl Wilking is all in on that. We want to welcome Carl back into Tiger coaching. Me and Carl coached together for many, many years down at the junior high. You were with us for a good part of that time, and it's great to see Carl back out at practice and around the kids because that's where he does his best work. I will tell you that. After watching his teaching career and coaching career before he retired, it's great to see him back down there with the kids. Well, Carthage will take over, start the fourth quarter here at the 32-yard line.
Handoff this time is going to go to number 1. Looks like that's going to be Joseph Childs.
Childs looks like he's going to pick up about 8. Matt, while we're rolling through here this fourth quarter, we want to talk about a few things. Number one, tomorrow the Waynesville Tigers and Lady Tigers cross-country team kicks things off up at Jeff City at the Jim Marshall Invite. It'll be their first meet. I know this heat has really adjusted what they've done. They've been in early mornings this week, preparing to stay out of that afternoon heat that just doesn't allow an outside sport like cross country to get the work in that they need. And talked to Coach Hahn multiple mornings this week as she was finishing things up, and I know she's excited about getting up to Jeff City tomorrow and getting their first real run in.
Yeah, I know they've been working hard last week after school practice. This week, as you said, before school, and have one of those cross country runners of my own this year. Seems a little crazy. Now, been sick a little bit early this week. Isn't going to have the practices to run tomorrow. She should be ready for the next one, but getting to spend a little more time in contact with cross country, being that parent this year, and spending some time down at the park and just see how her and Coach Sapanzik work with the runners and the fun that they have and the hard work they put in. Woo!
It's going to be a handoff. We're getting some new numbers in for Carthage. Number 34.
That's going to be Landon West.
He's going to pick up a first down. After about a 13-yard gain there. We also next week, Lady Tigers girls golf team next Wednesday going to have their first match of the year as they travel up to Camdenton. Coach Bay, I know Coach Bay's been talking a lot of golf. I'm sure he's ready to get them out there in a match and get things going.
Looking for space over there on the far side. I believe that's going to be 34 again, Landon West.
Matt, you mentioned earlier Tuesday night right here in Tiger Town. Carthage makes another trip up I-44, this time with their soccer team, and they'll be taking on the boys soccer team over at the soccer fields over by East Elementary. Probably a proper name for that, and I'm going to be in trouble for not knowing that. But
I'll be honest, Coach, I'm not sure what the soccer field's named up there. I bet you if Coach Thornburg's still with us, he could tell us. We'll pass that along.
Nelson Morgan may know the answer to that question.
He may too.
Softball kicked things off today at the tournament down in Morrisville, but they're going to be back in action at Anderson Field, Matt.
Okay, there we go.
It's Anderson Field up there. Softball kicked it off today in Morrisville at a tournament. Tuesday they'll be at Neosho. Have a home game Thursday night right here against Webb City at soccer field right up here in the Tiger Stadium complex.
Those are some long bus rides, Coach.
Yes, they are. That's going to be
Carthage, Neosho, Webb City, right there. Those are 3 hauls.
Landon West again on the carry for Carthage with big gain and first down. Boys swim team Tuesday night will be at Springfield. They're going to turn around Thursday. They're headed to Seymour Thursday for a meet. Girls tennis we talked about earlier. They're hosting Willow Springs here on Tuesday night. Volleyball kicks things off. Let's talk about another trip. They're headed to Neosho Thursday night.
Now, I did know that one. I had seen Kinley Barkley. I was asking her because I know we've got some, and I'm going to have to look at our schedule here. We've got some volleyball games coming TTSN's way.
We do. I believe that's going to be
don't think I have all of the dates here.
I think it's probably after our next football broadcast. I think it's
Probably.
that following week after it. I don't have that date right here with me either.
But was asking Kinley about that this afternoon, and she said that they were headed to Neosho next week.
And then on the 10th, Webb City will be rolling into town for Lady Tiger volleyball action. So things are full-blown here.
They're ready to go.
You know, things get a little bit going this week, but, boy, next week it is full blast for everybody.
This time it's going to be number 37.
That's going to be Carson Womack, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown, but we have a flag down on the field.
They're talking to the Waynesville Tigers, so I'm guessing this one's coming back. Coach, another celebrity joining us back here as Paige Johnson comes in, has a seat in the TTSN Sports Suite.
We are going to get a hold on Carthage.
And we've got an officials timeout here, Coach. Is this going to be another Corey Ace water break?
Well, I thought we only had one of those in the first half. Well, we've talked about Corey and his love of hydration and water enough. I think we're going to talk about something else during this break. How about that? Hope that don't hurt Corey's feelings.
Well, I'm sure it does, but you know, if he gets so upset that he starts crying again, a bottle of water,
make it all better. We're going to talk about our students working a broadcast tonight under the direction of the incomparable,
the illustrious,
the illuminal Tim Wallace, out here doing an outstanding job tonight. First broadcast. We're 2 weeks into school. We got kids going all kinds of directions. They're in the trailer. They're out on the cameras. They're all over the place getting this job done. And then it rains on it.
And in the pouring rain.
In the pouring rain, they make adjustment on the fly to keep that broadcast going. Tim was worried we might have a little break in the action, something like that. That has not happened. These kids have done a great job, as they always do. Tim, outstanding job as he always does. And you see it, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, as this year goes, just like every year, it's amazing the work that these young students are able to do and bring you broadcasts throughout the year of multiple sports here at Waynesville. Our kids tonight working our broadcast, Dominic Leon, Jaden Gillen, Jayla Hong, Abby Moore, Bo Crossland, Alexandra Eggert, Oscar Lopez, and Jason Bell. And once again, under the direction of Tim Wallace and Matt, we say it every time, but it's the truth. We picked up a little food and come up, sat down, put the headsets on, and we get to do the talking, but they do such a great job. You see them right there inside the TTSN trailer, which it's unbelievable what they have to work with and what they are able to do and produce out.
Absolutely. And like you said, some of these students are new to the program, jump right in, and those experienced ones. And Tim gets them ready. I'm not sure that my history students are quite ready to put on a live broadcast after 2 weeks of class, but somehow Mr. Wallace makes it happen.
And that's while we're finishing it up, we have a touchdown there by Carthage. I did not catch you. I think it's Landon West, I believe. It was on that.
It could have been.
Kind of catching from.
I know Trenton
above.
Nichols caught the pass to take it down inside the 5 there before, and Fuentes puts that one up, and that one's going to be good.
And so Carthage extends their lead to 55-7, 4:38 left here in the ball game. Leland Wright and Rashad Joshua back for the Tigers.
Seems like Fuentes has favored the top side there, kicking to Joshua most of the evening. I'd like to see Leland get a chance here with some open space, see what we can do with some open ground. And Coach, did we have a change in kickers here? We are having a change of kickers here. I believe that is Malachi Douglas that is going to tee it up for the Carthage Tigers here. Looks like Fuentes' evening may be done. High end over end kick, fielded by Joshua about the 7. He has it across the 20, across the 30. Speed moving, still on his feet, across the 40. Out near, I'm going to call the 44-yard line
there. About the 44-yard line.
37-yard return right there for Rashad.
Some scores from around the Central Ozark Conference. We got a final. Nixa 49 over Republic of 14. We've got Ozark 44, Willard 6. Almost read that one. That's not us. Neosho up on Glendale. Early goings, 14-0. Some of these games are showing second quarters. Third. I've got a feeling some people have had some weather delays. Yeah. We were very lucky tonight.
We were close
to not get into a weather delay at all.
And penalty's going to bring that one back, Coach. Going to be just inside the 20-yard line, sitting right about the 19. So the Waynesville Tigers are going to start it there.
It's going to be Michael Kelsey Jr. on the carry. He's going to pick up about 6.
Looks like number 45, Geyer Williams, going to be on the stop for the Carthage Tigers there. Coach, one thing I was noticing there is we've talked about the switch over to the COC this year. Is that handoff's going to go up the middle? Looks like that's going to be Kelsey once more.
You'll pick up a first down, pick up about 6 yards and a first down.
A lot of Tigers in the COC.
Yes, there are a lot of Tigers in the COC.
You got Republic Tigers. You got Carthage Tigers. You got Waynesville Tigers. You got Willard Tigers. You got all sorts of Tigers.
Ozark Tigers.
Ozark Tigers. You got all kinds of Tigers.
There are a lot of Tigers.
A lot of Tigers in the COC. That's the right answer, Landon. I believe that's Joshua right there. He's
going to pick up about 11 and pick up another first down for the Waynesville Tigers.
As he gets that handoff, you see that burst of speed right there with Rashad, and he's coming quick.
Joshua again.
Looking for space on the other side. Still on his feet, spun around. Looks like Joshua's going to pick up about 7 on that carry. The spot, they're going to give him 6. So that'll bring up 2nd and 4. Ball sits right at the 48-yard line of the Waynesville Tigers.
Matt, next week, Waynesville Tigers will Michael Kelsey with the carry again. He's going to get it to about the 45-yard line before he's brought down. Next week, the Tigers travel to Republic to take on the Republic Tigers. We'll be back here 2 weeks from tonight as the Willard Tigers roll into town to take on the Waynesville Tigers, and it's Tiger Festival of Nations that night.
So we're going to go Tigers versus Tigers for the first 3 weeks in the COC.
What's Neo show? They ain't the Tigers.
I would just
Wildcats?
I would just assume Tigers at this point.
Well, no, because we come back with Ozark for homecoming, and they're Tigers. But we will be back on the air with Tiger football 2 weeks from tonight as Willard rolls into town. Folks, if you're going to want to make it down that night, though, and enjoy the Tiger Festival of Nations. It'll be going on down here at the high school that night. It's really something to see, something to experience. If you have, you'll know that and you'll want to come back. If you haven't, hopefully you'll come down and check it out for the first time.
And you're going to want to come with an empty stomach because the food is not to be missed at Festival of Nations.
That is very true. Well, Matt, that brings us to the end of game number 1 here for the Waynesville Tigers in the Central Ozark Conference. Carthage comes into town tonight and leaves with a 55-7 victory over the Waynesville Tigers. And again, folks, we'll be back on the air 2 weeks from tonight with the Willard Tigers and the Waynesville Tigers live from Tiger Stadium. We hope everyone out there has an awesome Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the 3-day weekend. Don't go to work on Monday. If you don't have work, definitely if you're not coming to school, don't show up at school. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. For Matt Johnson, I'm Mike Rawlings, and hope everybody has a great weekend.